Hello, beautiful creatives. Welcome to my channel. I'm Rhonda Church-Fenfrock of Fruitful Life Studio. This will be a 10-part series of very short videos featuring my latest project, my country characters collages. I worked and created all of these collages while I was traveling away from home, and I packed a limited amount of supplies. So I've designed these collages with that in mind. Look through your stash of papers, paints, adhesives, fabrics, trims, and embellishments. You can use just about anything you gather or salvage for these collages. Whenever I have a painting session, I always have some blank paper nearby so that at the end of my session I can offload all of that paint onto a paper and use it for collage, use it for backdrops or substrates, whatever I need. I just grab and go. And that's exactly what I did before my trip. Leaving home, I gathered some things I already had. So these papers are watercolor papers. I'll put the link in the description. These are all offloaded papers from other projects where I just took the paint and watered it down or splattered it or brushed it thick. I just do a variety, whatever I feel like at the moment. I never know what's going to happen to these papers. They have actually been in my cupboard for over a year. Here I've marked a piece of IOD thin mount. I've marked it at, and I cut it at an 8x10 and then marked it at a 5x7. And the painted papers that I had were just the perfect size. I could cut out an 8x10 and a 5x7 from one piece. I won't get rid of the scraps or leftovers. Those can go into future collages or mini paintings. I have had the idea of these collages in my brain, I think over 2 years. Sometimes it keeps me up at night. You know how that works. So I did have an idea of some of the things I wanted to collage with. This is a big bag of IOD Paint Inlay scraps. I've already used the inlays on decor and furniture projects, and I dry out when I peel back the inlay. I dry it out and then I throw it in that bag. I don't usually reuse them, but I love them for collage. In my box of mixed media supplies that I brought along, I also had scrapbook papers and tissue papers, and I also did make a stop to the local craft store to get some more fun scrapbook papers, but I tried to use the things I already owned. My favorite mediums to decoupage with are the Liquitex matte medium. Sometimes I use Mod Podge if there are very thick elements. And then I also love the DIY liquid patina. On this project, I'm going to start out with my liquid patina because I only have a bit left in the jar, and then I can get rid of that. Decoupage is super simple. Anyone of most ages can handle it. All you do is rip up some scraps. You can cut them to size if you like. If you want more precise elements, you brush very quickly your substrate with the medium, then brush the back of your pieces with the medium. put it down onto your project, and then brush over the top with the medium. That's simple. So I have bits of scrapbook paper, tissue papers, some gel printed papers that I printed on rice paper from my gel plate. I think my favorite part of these backgrounds was adding the bits of IOD Paint Inlay scraps. Plus, I felt really good about using some of that huge bag of scraps. I used the 8x10 of these two backgrounds for my rabbit collage. That video is coming up soon. For my next background, I am layering again IOD Paint Inlay scraps and then just very inexpensive tissue paper. You can see I'm layering it. I want it to look a little bit like garden rose or farming rose. I had no idea how this was going to end up, but I knew my focus was on my country characters. And here's my finished collage using the 8x10 background. Because I work intuitively on my art, sometimes I don't even recognize the background when I'm finished, as in this example. I had my doubts about using this painted background. It was just a little too dark for what my vision was, but once I started adding my gel printed rice papers and some very thin white tissue paper, I really enjoyed that, seeing peaks of this original background in my finished product. At this stage in my backgrounds, I usually just leave them alone until I'm ready to add the characters and all the detail with my other supplies. If you would like to be notified when a new video shows up for this series, just subscribe to my channel and click that little bell so that you get the notifications. You can also sign up for my email list. I will shoot out an email when a video is finished. If you would like to save yourself hours on creating patterns and clothing for your characters, check out my next video about my PDF patterns that are available to you in my shop.